What's going on, guys? Wet and rainy day today. I decided to customize my headlights. I'm gonna put these little LED, they're white and yellow. See the cords right here? I just got them off of eBay. I didn't like the halo rings on these Spider brand headlights on the front of the, I got the lens here. I've had these for a few years and they just, the clear coat starts coming off. It's got a part number here somewhere. Let me see. I don't know if you can make that out. Let me move the camera. SK3302- something. Anyways, Spider brand. Put them in the oven. Separated them. Got some epoxy. Got some new strip caulk. I think it's for a window or something, but it's the same stuff. It works the same. Well, I burned it right here too. $2.50 for 30 minutes. This is actually an important support, so I'm glad I caught it when I caught it. This is where the steel, the caulk goes and all that. So where I'm at is I'm dremeling this portion out right here, and I'm gonna set you up on my little tripod, and I'm gonna show you why. Actually, first I'll show you what the inside of the original headlights were. They're all shiny. See that? So, and they have no reflective. They might have when they had the shit incandescent bulbs in them, but the day I bought these, I converted them to full LED. Here's my LED bulb, $180 6K bulb, and that's just for my low beams. They came with these shit H1 freaking, I mean, you might as well just light a candle in the fucking things. They're that trash. The bulbs. I'm super impressed with the housings, the quality of the build, the quality of the products. Outside they used super cheap LEDs and they used really cheap standard incandescent bulbs. So paid $1,000 for all five, the tail lights, the third tail light, the headlights, and the running lights. Well, that's more. 2, 4, 6, 7. Look at me, I can count. 7 of them were like $1,000, like when they first came out, like 10 years ago. I don't know. Anyways, so everything's come a long ways. You'll see where I'm gonna put this guy. I got some Gorilla Tape. This came with some fake Chinese freaking double-sided trash. So I got some good stuff. We'll kind of go over all the stuff that I kind of upgraded. And I wanted to mention another thing. To get all this silver off, I didn't sand it. That would be silly. I literally put it in there. It's basically degreaser. I think it's like royal purple or something along those lines. Super impressed with how thick they put it on there. I mean, this one I probably had to soak it, and I used this little paintbrush to kind of agitate it. I probably soaked this thing for about 35-40 minutes. You can see some residual fake chroming is left on here, but not much. I still have to scuff it all with 6-400. I got some fusion. I'm going black. I was gonna go white. I have some like custom mixed white, but I didn't really want to freaking, just in case I get lazy. And then I'm gonna use that 2K clear promotion adhesion as well. Anyways, just in case I get lazy and I don't want to do the rears, because the rears are kind of a matte black, and I'm gonna do these gloss black, so you won't really be able to tell. So anyways, because I'm kind of feeling lazy and this is a lot of work, I'm going to start with the fronts. I also had to use my Dremel because you'll see I wanted it right on this edge, and it's square, and that's at an angle, and I'm not cutting the LEDs at an angle. That would be silly. So and I needed the wires to be able to come through and wire onto the truck. So I'm going to go along this edge right here, boom, come down, tuck along this edge here, and it comes down to about right here. And then this came with the extra incandescent bulb. Let me see if I can find it. This one, my truck does not have that. This is for like a 07, 08 or something like that. So I'm just gonna put that back in there. This will be gloss black. LED turn signal right there will be great. Everything will be gloss black. Besides my high beam, which I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna freaking just leave that blank. And then obviously I have this LED. I set on a different video. Actually, what is it right here? Yeah, here it is. Lucas lighting. is what I got those both off of. It's gonna go into the projector, and then it's got the stock little, you know, I think these are accent lights really. They're not, they're nothing special. And then this guy freaking, he pokes in through that hole right there. Nothing special on that. But I think. All right, guys, I'm going to just clean this up real quick. I'm not gonna do all the like finish work on this thing on camera because the video will be annoyingly long. So anyways, I'm gonna clean some of this stuff up, and I'll kind of just show you updates. If you're not interested in this part and you're like, duh, that's common sense, then just skip through. Ideas to kind of show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and what the final kind of product looks like. So just trying to get the last little edge of where the LED is gonna ride in here kind of smoothed out. So these guys are gonna go in here kind of like this. That's gonna go boom right here. Gonna get up in that corner there. Go down in here, all nice like that. Have to make sure he sticks in there real good. Right there, it's gonna come down here, go boom, boom. Bob's your uncle. Freaking, I'm pretty much there on that. So I'm gonna hit this with some red Scotch-Brite to scuff it up before I paint it. I hit it with some 400 or 600, I think, earlier, just to kind of break it down and get it where I want it to be. So I'm gonna use some plastic adhesive promoter or paint promoter, but I still want to get a good prepped surface. I think that's cut in enough, and all that's gonna be covered anyway. So I'm gonna prep this bad boy up, and then we're gonna move on to the prime stage, because I think I only needed those few little modifications, thankfully, and then we'll go from there. All right, got that guy scuffed up pretty well. So I'm gonna put a little epoxy in this back part here, just because it's gonna make me feel a little bit better. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I think we should be ready for, see how I did that back there. This specific model, it's got these little fingers, and then these two screws that hold this reflector on. So I kind of miscut it first, but thankfully it was kind of re-gluing itself together, and then I kind of had to move farther out that way. So anyways, the first one, you're always gonna learn, you're gonna learn all your lessons on the first guy, right? So if you're like me, which I did the complete opposite of what I would normally do, I should have grabbed the passenger side, fucked up on that one, so that way the one I looked at all the time was better. But anyways, life is about lessons, so let's carry on. Just want to get a little bit of, I used 30-minute epoxy kind of in that crack, because I'd kind of cut in the wrong spot, so it burnt through. So anyways, freaking, yeah, all good. Boom, propped up. I'm gonna throw a coat of primer on it here shortly. All right, so I wanted to rewire these two little splicers in there, and then just cleaned them up. This is the driver's side, the side I'm furthest along, and then this is how I had it wired. I mean, that just looks like garbage. So anyways, I'm gonna clean all this wiring up, you know, before I reinstall it anyways. Actually, like 2 years ago, I started noticing the clear coat was coming off of these, so I had put this black vinyl wrap right here. It did make a huge difference. It covered most of it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that because I'm completely sanded these things down. So, and then we still have to compound and buff them. So I got pretty much all the shit clear coat off of them already. So I'll probably do the same thing on this, and I'll probably play it by ear and decide kind of what color I go with. But anyways, I'm about to tear this off because I'm gonna toss this in the oven. All right, guys, we're gonna preheat the oven here. I'm gonna go 200. Come on. Rather than 250, I'm gonna do it in the lower oven because that's the one that fits in. Ruh-roh. My wife didn't see that. Plastic, fucking burnt plastic, and I fucking got it. Anyways, we're gonna keep that a secret. Keep that a secret. Anyways, we're gonna throw this in my oven and give it 20 minutes. All right, I'm paying way closer attention to this one this time. I wrapped a little, you can see it right there inside there, that piece. It's not a bad idea to open this up and kind of feel around and see if other spots are getting hotter. I know that one melted last time and I just felt it and it was way hotter than the rest. So I wrapped a paper towel that was covered in water to kind of protect it. So anyways, we'll see. All right, apparently, whatever. Anyways, just learned that. So in here, keeping an eye on it. All I need to do is, it's really easy to heat the sealer up. So all you need to kind of do is just get the case of it warm, not excessively hot. All right, so I ended up doing that one for about 225 for about 15 minutes. And it separated with a little bit of effort. I used this trim tool. Some people use a screwdriver, but I didn't want to. I feel like it's a little aggressive. The first one came apart a lot easier, but like I said, it melted because I didn't put that damp cloth right there. So hopefully this isn't an issue on bolt up because it's kind of bent down here. Anyways, I'll have to file or manipulate that or whatever. And worst case scenario, guys, I'll just buy a whole new set of lights. I want to do this because it's going to be something no one has, period. Unless they copy it, then they'll have it, but it won't be around here. So anyways, I'm going to disassemble this. You can see the two screws for the halos are literally, boom, one there, and then two screws right here, and then this whole entire inner portion comes out. And then I'm going to toss that bad boy in my degreaser and then focus on prepping the other one for paint and getting a coat of paint on that bad boy. So anyways, all right guys, this is what it looks like. Real high quality in my opinion, very high quality for the cost of these compared to an OEM. I was impressed from, you know, day one and now taking them apart. Other than, I don't know, I didn't design them. Did they want the LEDs, the halo rings to be subtle? And I'll show you here how bright they are. All right, there you go. I just got a little 9-volt battery hooked to them. That's basically them in a nutshell. They're not really, this one's not on, they're not really that bright. I wanted them to be a lot brighter than that. That's what you get though. Sight unseen. I'm gonna take those off and then I'm gonna throw them in my degreaser like I said, and we'll go from there. All right, this is the solvent remover I'm using. It's auto body grade, so it's really good. Wipe this down twice already with it. Just poured some in the little nooks and crannies. Wear gloves like I didn't because I'm sure it's really good for you. I'm gonna put some gloves on before I start messing too much. Epoxy's dry, it's 30 minutes. I just wanted more of a surface area for my Gorilla Tape to stick to because I don't want these to fall off because that would suck. I'm not taking. All right, this is the part I usually rush, but I'm not going to this time. I got a couple layers on. I'm using my Tack Cloth, which is over there in that mess of things, and I'm letting each coat flash for about 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes before I'm hitting it with the Tack Cloth. I'm using the all-in-one. I've never used this before, so, and it doesn't have to be absolute perfection. This is going to be behind a lens and yada yada yada. It just has to, I mean, I want it to be as perfect as possible, don't get me confused. Anyways, so this is where we're at now. I think this is 3 light coats. Right. I put one real heavy coat on to finish it off. The can did shoot some bubbles, and that's my fault. You can kind of see them off to the right there. I put it in hot water and then I shook it. Normally I like to let it rest for about 20 minutes, but yeah, I got impatient again. So anyways, I'm gonna let that dry. You can see it really good there. I'm gonna let that dry for a few hours, and then I'm probably gonna wet sand a few of the areas, just a few, the flat surfaces only, and then hit it with one more coat and then let that dry. So from silver to black, high gloss black, that looks good. So those are my lenses. I wasn't gonna compound them for like 14 hours. So where is it? I got some 2K clear coat with the built-in hardener, and I just went out on a limb. So I got about 4 coats, the 4th coat being the heaviest coat. You can kind of see the orange peels gradually walking away. The first few coats were a little sketchy. So anyways, I'm not looking for absolute perfection on, you know, what are these? These are freaking 6, 7, 8-year-old lenses, but definitely don't want to look like an idiot. So that's where it is right now. I got that one, the channels cleared out for the most part and cleaned up, and I did do a little 3000 grit, I think this is. Yeah, 3000 grit on the inner portion that had those bubbles, and knocked all those bubbles down, and I hit it with another coat, so it's in the house drying. It looks super good. So I'm gonna let this flash over for a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna slap one more coat on there, maybe, and then call this one biscuits and gravy. All right, I've had this one soaking in there. You seen how shiny it was before, for about an hour. All right, so these are the lenses, and that one's been in here for about 20 minutes. I 2K clear coated them. Some of the stuff behind it is dirt, like that is dirt, but in the middle there you can kind of see those 2 spots right above the light, right here and right here. That is where, like, the nightshade, because these are tinted, that is where, like, these Spider headlights are known for the tops like peeling. This one was even worse. Some of the stuff on the bottom is just dirt on the inside of the lens, and then right here. This one was worse. So when I wet sanded it, the nightshade, or the tint came off, and I wasn't gonna run to the store and get new tint and retint them, so I just 2K cleared them. It's really good clear. It's got a hardener in it. They're kind of leveling out. The orange peel is getting, each time I come in here, is less and less and less. And then 2 really heavy ones. And then I did about the same on this one, 4-inch overlap to a 2-inch overlap. So I'm not looking for absolute pure perfection. I'm just trying to kind of salvage these and make them look a little bit better. So I got this guy to clear out the, no, excuse me. This one I cleared out all the channels. I just got him inside so he's warm. So and then I painted the other part. So I got to modify the shroud and paint the other shroud, and then let it all sit and assemble it tomorrow. All right, I'm on my last prepping the last whatever the hell this is called. Lost my train of thought. It's pouring down rain out right now. Got me an IPA. So I'm gonna get this guy prepped up. I cut the area out I needed. A little gap right here as well. I put this one in the degreaser for like 2.5 hours, so I'm pretty sure this is as good as I'm gonna get. I need to scuff it up a bunch more. I need to trim up the edges. I need to epoxy it. Basically prep it for paint, and then I should be, excuse me, I gotta clean out the channels in that back housing so it's ready for my new tar, and then I'm gonna paint this and then basically assemble it all tomorrow after it's had plenty of time to dry. The lenses are not perfect, so I'm probably gonna order the new headlights here. Oh, about that time. So it was just dinner time. Made dinner. And now I'm gonna have another drink. Another drink. There she is, having her drink, watching her TV. So this has had a few hours now to dry. It's good, but it's not perfect. So I'm gonna 3000 grit the whole entire thing, but like the smoked areas that I had to kind of ground off or wet sand. I'm gonna go buy some tomorrow. It's called Nightshade, and then I'm gonna do one coat and see if that, because I'm psychotic. So this one came out super good. It's got a few little dirt nips in it, but this one for some reason it's just got a ton of dirt nips in it. So anyways, it's not a huge deal, but I'm gonna hit it with one light coat of Nightshade and see what that does, and then reassemble and go from there. All right, so sneak peek of what they look like. New freaking shocks. It was. So obviously you have your ground. This is my blinker, the white and green on a Cummins. This is a 07 because I have my resistor hooked to that. And then this is the power. So this is your daylight running, ground, blinker, obviously for your actual headlights. So anyways, that shit looks amazing. I'll show you with it all lit up. I can honestly say that no one will have a set of headlights like this unless they build them from scratch. All right, another little trick if you're not good at soldering is I wrap a little solder around that. Melt one side, melt the other, done and done. So some people might say, oh, well, you know, I twist them and they last forever. You twist yours, great, do what you want. This is what I do. This is not the only way, but this is my way. So, all right, so yeah, came out pretty good. I'm pretty sure they're waterproof. I got these off of eBay, and I'll try to share the link, but what I did is I took some of that sealant and put it on the back here. I mean, they are eBay. I put electric tape around that, and then I put some more of that sealant around here. This is small gauge wire. I think this is, what gauge is this? I think this is 16 gauge. So what I'm gonna do is I wrapped that around right here at the very end, like tight, and then mixed them both together, kind of twisted them both together. I'm gonna put a little bit of solder on that end there, because these guys here, you need quite a bit of wire for it to grab and not like short. I've done this so many times, I kind of have my own little tricks of the trade. And I did the same thing on this ground, right? Ground is ground, power is power. This is gonna be to the blinker. Your blinker should have three. It should have a constant, which is your running lights, a blinker, which is obviously your blinker, it's on and off, it oscillates, and then a ground, right? A ground to the 12 volt. So pretty self-explanatory there. Blinker, running lights, ground that motherfucker. And then yeah, those are what they are. There's no splicing necessary. I have factory plugs on the end that literally just plug in on both sides. Screw my resistor, because you need resistance on LEDs, or else A, they outright don't work, or B, it'll give you an in-cab alert saying you have a bulb out. So that's why I have two. I need one for my headlights, and I need one for my turn signal. So yeah, that is that. Bob's your uncle. I'm gonna put the H1s back in on these little dumb things. That's all cleaned up. My harnesses are good when I get my new lights and I finish my new setup and all that stuff. I'll just swap this harness over, done and done, and then throw these up in the attic. So anyways, I'm getting them prepped, then I'm gonna wire them. I'm gonna see if I can't show you one-handed here. So it's not the best lighting with that backlighting, but yeah, it's freaking dark, and that's clear coat. That's not like Nightshade. And then the turn signal be something like that. which I can't do it freaking one-handed, but something like that. So I'll show you once it's on. It looks freaking super good. They are freaking dark AF though. The only little bit of color is the actual LED strip ring around the projector and the chrome kind of dome around the high beam. Anyways, first set, if I would have had freaking, well, A, I should have started with new. B, if I would have had freaking actual good paint quality stuff, good quality booth, yada, 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 they would have came out flipping amazing. So, I don't know. I'm stoked. I'm going to wire them up, see what they look like. There it is. Obviously, they're not that bright because it's daylight out, but too bright with my headlights on. But they look super crisp in person. You got a little bit of glare off the water, but because it rained here and it's misty, they look really crisp, really clean. So, wish you could see it in person. Came out really good. Alright guys, that's the conclusion of this video. Just a weekend bored, tore those bad boys apart, and did what I could with what I had. So, thanks for all the new subscribers. We'll see you on the next one.